Have you ever watched a child, lost in their own world, effortlessly tapping out a complex rhythm on a table? Or perhaps you've seen that look of intense focus in their eyes as their small hands navigate the keys of a piano. It's a universal picture of childhood discovery. We often think of music as a beautiful art form, a source of entertainment, and a way to express emotion. It is certainly all of those things. But what if beneath the surface of these melodies lies something even more profound? What if music is also one of the most powerful tools available for developing a child's mind? What if learning to play an instrument, or mastering your voice to sing in a choir, is not just a pleasant hobby, but a full-brain workout? This isn't just a hopeful theory. It is a firm conclusion, supported by a growing mountain of scientific evidence from neuroscience and psychology. Researchers are demonstrating that musical training systematically changes the brain. It's time to look beyond the concert hall stage and deep into the very wiring of the brain itself. Modern neuroscience, with its advanced imaging techniques, is revealing something truly extraordinary. When a child engages in structured music training, their brain lights up across both hemispheres like a brilliant fireworks display. It is one of the only activities ever studied that engages almost every major region of the brain at once. The auditory cortex processes pitch, timbre, and volume with incredible precision. The motor cortex fires rapid commands for the precise motor skills needed to play an instrument or sing. The visual cortex decodes the complex language of musical notation. Simultaneously, the emotional centers, like the amygdala, are activated, linking music to deep feeling and memory. This intense, simultaneous engagement forces these different parts of the brain to communicate at high speed. This builds and strengthens the corpus callosum, the neural bridge that connects the brain's hemispheres, creating a more integrated, faster, and more efficient mind. So you see, music is anything but a passive activity. It is an active, multi-layered, and transformative process for the developing mind. This cognitive workout goes far beyond simply learning to play a few notes correctly. Think about the sequence of tasks a child must perform. They must translate abstract symbols on a page into precise physical actions, processing pitch, rhythm, and tempo all at once. They must coordinate incredibly fine motor skills with split-second timing. And crucially, they must listen intently to the sounds they are producing, compare them to an internal ideal, and make constant real-time adjustments in a sophisticated feedback loop. This dynamic process directly trains and enhances what scientists call executive functions. These are the critical high-level mental skills that allow us to plan, focus, and juggle multiple tasks. Think of them as the brain's air traffic control system. For example, working memory is strengthened as a musician holds musical phrases in their mind while reading ahead. Flexible thinking is developed through improvisation or when recovering from a mistake, and self-control is practiced every time a child in ensemble must wait patiently for their cue. These are the very same skills that help children pay attention in class, manage their time, and navigate complex social situations, setting them up for success. Therefore, when we talk about music education, we are discussing so much more than just a pleasant extracurricular activity. We are talking about a fundamental building block for cognitive development, a powerful tool for shaping the mind. We are exploring a proven method that can enhance a child's ability to learn, focus, and solve complex problems. The benefits even spill over into other academic areas. The patterns in rhythm can strengthen mathematical thinking, while the structure of music can bolster language skills. The sounds of a scale, the beat of a drum, or the words of a song are not just fleeting moments of fun. They are the tools that can help sculpt a more connected, efficient, and resilient brain. A brain that is more adaptable and ready to learn new things throughout life. Understanding this profound connection is the first step toward unlocking a powerful advantage for our children, one that can last a lifetime and shape their future in ways we are only just beginning to comprehend. Understanding that music training is a brain workout is a powerful revelation. But why does this matter so much right now? It matters because we are constantly searching for the best ways to support our children's development. In a world of increasing academic pressure and digital distraction, parents, educators, and policymakers are all invested in helping the next generation thrive. We want them to build skills that go beyond rote memorization and lead to a successful, fulfilling life. We want our children to be strong students, confident individuals, and compassionate members of society. We want them to be resilient in the face of challenges and able to express their unique inner world. The evidence suggests that music training is a direct pathway to fostering these exact qualities. It is not a magic bullet, but it is a remarkably effective and, importantly, joyful way to build a foundation for success. That joy is key, because it's what keeps children engaged in the very activity that is building their brains. The implications for education are enormous. Decades of research consistently show that children who participate in structured music lessons often achieve higher scores in subjects like math and reading. This is not a coincidence, it's a case of profound cognitive cross-training. The skills developed through music, such as pattern recognition, sequencing, and phonological awareness, are directly transferable. Music practice also hones executive functions, the brain's air traffic control system, strengthening the cognitive muscles needed for all academic disciplines. For example, understanding musical rhythm and meter helps a child grasp fractions and ratios. When they learn to read sheet music, they are decoding symbols and sequences, much like reading a sentence. The ability to distinguish between different musical tones sharpens the ear for the subtle sound differences in language, which is a cornerstone of literacy. This auditory processing skill can even help in learning a second language. By integrating music more formally into school curricula, we could be giving every child a cognitive edge, not just in the arts, but across the board. Beyond the classroom, the benefits extend to a child's emotional and social well-being. Music is a universal language of emotion, giving voice to feelings that words often cannot capture. Learning to play it helps children understand and regulate their own feelings. It provides a healthy outlet for expression, turning a frustrating day into a powerful drum solo or soothing sadness with a gentle melody. This process can significantly reduce stress and anxiety. Furthermore, when children make music together in a band, orchestra, or choir, they learn essential social skills. They learn to listen to one another, to cooperate toward a common goal, and to develop empathy by constantly adjusting to their peers. They experience synchrony, a deep sense of connection that comes from creating something beautiful together. These social-emotional skills are just as crucial for a happy and successful life as academic achievements are. This is why exploring the music advantage is so critical. It is about equity and opportunity. It is about recognizing that music is not a luxury for a talented few, but a developmental tool that can benefit every single child, regardless of their background or natural ability. Understanding how and why music enhances cognitive and emotional growth allows us to make more informed decisions. It empowers parents to support their children's learning, encourages schools to value arts education, and helps us build a society that nurtures well-rounded, capable, resilient individuals. The resilience learned from mastering a difficult passage, the creativity sparked by improvisation, these are the building blocks of a thriving human being. The journey into the connection between music and the mind is a journey toward a brighter future for all children. The human brain is a masterpiece of biological engineering, an astonishingly complex network of nearly 100 billion neurons. But it's not just the number of cells that's staggering, it's the connections between them. Each neuron can form thousands of links, creating a web with trillions of potential pathways for information to travel. These connections, called synapses, are where the magic happens, where thoughts are born, memories are stored, and our very consciousness resides. It's a symphony of electrical and chemical signals, a constant, dynamic dance of information. For a long time we believed this intricate web was largely fixed after childhood, but we now know that's far from the truth. The brain is not a static organ, it is constantly being shaped and reshaped by our every thought, action, and experience. This remarkable ability to change, adapt, and reorganize itself is called neuroplasticity. It means that with every new thing we learn, every skill we practice, we are physically altering the structure of our brain, forging new pathways and strengthening existing ones. It's the biological basis of all learning and memory. And while many activities can stimulate the brain, few are as powerful or as comprehensive in driving this process as music training. It's a full-body, full-mind workout that engages the brain on a uniquely profound level. So when a child learns to play an instrument, they are not just learning a new hobby or a skill to entertain others. They are becoming neuroarchitects, actively and intentionally sculpting the very structure of their own brain. Think about what's involved. A musician must simultaneously engage multiple senses and cognitive functions. They are reading music, a complex symbolic language, which activates the visual cortex. They are translating those symbols into precise physical actions, with their hands, feet, or voice, engaging the motor cortex. They are listening intently to the pitch, rhythm, and timbre of the resulting sound, firing up the auditory cortex. And they are processing the emotional content of the music, connecting with the limbic system. This isn't just multitasking, it's a deep, synchronous integration that demands different brain regions communicate with unprecedented efficiency, forging new and stronger connections with every single practice session. Let's visualize this with a metaphor. Imagine the brain as a bustling, sprawling city at night, with lights representing neural activity. Learning a completely new skill is like building a narrow, unpaved path between two previously unconnected districts. At first, traffic or information moves slowly and with great effort. It's a bumpy ride, but with repeated use, with consistent practice, the path gets paved, it widens, streetlights are installed, soon it becomes a two-lane road, and eventually a multi-lane superhighway allowing information to travel faster, more efficiently, and with less conscious effort. Music training doesn't just build one highway, it creates an entire network of them, crisscrossing the entire cerebral landscape. Scientific studies using brain imaging have shown that musicians have more robust connections between the brain's two hemispheres. Music strengthens the corpus callosum, the bridge that allows the left and right sides of the brain to communicate. It builds superhighways between the auditory cortex, what we hear, the motor cortex, how we move, the cerebellum, crucial for timing and coordination, and the prefrontal cortex, the brain's CEO, responsible for planning and focus. This integrated, full-brain workout creates a fundamentally more efficient and interconnected neural network. The brain becomes better at communicating with itself, and this has profound benefits that extend far beyond the ability to play a song. The cognitive skills honed through music, like enhanced memory, sharper attention, and superior problem-solving abilities, don't stay confined to the music room. They transfer to academics, to social situations, and to all other areas of a child's life. This process of strengthening neural pathways is particularly potent during childhood and adolescence. A young person's brain is a marvel of plasticity, soaking up new information and skills at an astonishing rate. This is partly due to a process called myelination. Think of it as insulating the brain's wiring. As a skill is practiced, a fatty substance called myelin wraps around the nerve fibers involved. This insulation allows electrical signals to travel much faster and more efficiently. During childhood, this process is in overdrive, making it a golden window of opportunity for building these neural superhighways. Engaging in structured music training during these formative years takes full advantage of this critical developmental window. The brain learns to process complex, layered information from multiple senses simultaneously, a skill known as multisensory integration. A young violinist, for example, must integrate the sight of the sheet music, the precise sound of the notes they produce, and the subtle tactile feedback from the strings and the bow. This constant, high-level processing doesn't just build temporary connections, it constructs a robust and flexible neural architecture. It's like building the foundational steel frame of a skyscraper, a structure that can support a wide range of future learning tasks, making the brain more agile, resilient, and adaptable for years to come. So the next time you hear your child practicing, listen closely. Those beautiful melodies, those driving rhythms, even the squeaks and missed notes, are more than just sounds. They are the audible evidence of a profound internal process. They are the soundtrack of a brain at work, the sound of new synapses sparking into existence, of neural pathways being myelinated, and of a mind growing stronger, faster, and more connected. Ultimately, this isn't just about becoming a better musician, it's about building a better brain. The intricate, rapid-fire finger movements of a guitarist, the sustained and controlled breathing of a singer, the precise, nuanced bowing of a violinist. These are all physical manifestations of a brain that is actively rewiring itself to be more connected and powerful. Music provides the architectural blueprint for a more sophisticated brain. The child's dedicated, consistent practice provides the construction crew, diligently working day after day. Together, they build a neural foundation of focus, discipline, and creativity that will serve them for a lifetime of learning, problem-solving, and discovery.
Deep within the brain lies a remarkable structure called the corpus callosum. You can think of it as a massive, high-speed data cable, connecting the brain's left hemisphere, typically associated with analytical tasks like language and logical reasoning. The right hemisphere is linked to creativity, spatial awareness, and emotional processing. For optimal brain function, these two halves need to communicate constantly and seamlessly. This is where music training makes one of its most significant impacts. The complex demands of playing music require both hemispheres to work together in close collaboration, leading to a physically stronger and more efficient connection between them. Neuroscientists have used advanced imaging techniques like MRI scans to look inside the brains of musicians. What they have found is truly astounding. Numerous studies have shown that children and adults who have undergone long-term music training often have a larger and more robust corpus callosum compared to non-musicians. This increase in size is not just for show. It reflects a greater number of neural fibers and a higher degree of organization. This enhanced bridge allows for faster and more effective communication between the two brain hemispheres, enabling a more integrated and holistic way of thinking and processing information from the world. What does this mean in practical terms for a child? A more connected brain is a more efficient brain. When a child plays the piano, for instance, their left hemisphere works to decipher the logical structure and the timing of the music. Their right hemisphere processes the melody and emotional expression. The fine motor control required to play with both hands demands intense cross-hemisphere coordination. This constant back-and-forth dialogue strengthens the corpus callosum. Much like a muscle gets stronger with exercise, this improved brain connectivity can then be applied to other areas of life, from solving complex math problems to understanding nuanced social cues. These also require logical intelligence and emotional intelligence. Ultimately, the impact of music on the corpus callosum is a perfect example of neuroplasticity in action. The brain physically changes in response to the demands placed upon it. By engaging in the rich bilateral activity of making music, a child is quite literally building a better connected brain from the inside out. This isn't about making a child more left-brained or right-brained. It's about making them more whole-brained. This enhanced integration between logic and creativity, analysis and intuition, is a powerful cognitive asset that can help a child navigate the challenges and opportunities of life with greater flexibility and ingenuity.